Spring is in the air and garbage is at our feet. It's the time of year when homes and communities get a thorough cleaning. On this Earth Day weekend, Michael Schlesinger explains how a global movement on social media is creating a drive to go from trash to treasure.
Chip bags, plastic bottles, styrofoam.
A bunch of trash.
These are finds we'd rather not keep. Garbage galore everywhere, but now it's time to clean up as trash pickup season has begun.
There was one year where it appeared to be many mattresses that were pulled out of a river, which I have been at a cleanup. A mattress is not something that is easily removed out of a river.
To say Justin Rantanen has seen or heard it all is an understatement. He's one of the first people to show up with bag in hand every year to lessen the load on litter. He's part of the Adopt a River program put on by Milwaukee Riverkeeper and supported by the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District.
You just pile the bags along the river and then we'll carry them up all at once.
Volunteers make a commitment of cleaning 5% of the 875 river miles for the Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnick rivers. Last year alone, more than 1,300 volunteers picked up more than 16,000 pounds of trash along our waterways.
I would love to see more and more participation every single year around the city. It is something that's great for kids, great for adults, really great for anybody, and it just helps everybody in the community.
A fairly new social media craze called the #TrashTag Challenge is creating incentive to make the world an even cleaner place. The concept, created about 5 years ago by an outdoor lighting company in Seattle, is simple. Snap a before and after picture of where you're collecting and you're good to go. Of course, put it on any social platform you wish.
Our cleanup last year, if you can see, there's a ton of debris and trash all throughout the trees and in the river. And then this is after we were done. If you notice, it's very, very clean. It was a ton of trash bags and lawn chairs and shopping cart, TV. Interesting finds that we have in there, including a wheelchair.
We've been #trash tagging since 1995. We get around thousands of volunteers that come out every year to clean up our river.
Cheryl Nunn with Milwaukee Riverkeeper is beyond receptive when it comes to the social media initiative. As she says, in a way, she's been doing something similar to this before many of us even owned a cell phone.
I think it's a great way to get people involved, especially young people who are, really into social media. There's been a lot of silly trends over the years of different things that people did and hashtagged and tried to get their friends to emulate. And so, if the hip thing is to go out and clean up trash, in the river and in our communities, and then to do the #trash tag and try to use it as a way to get, friends and other people involved, I think it's a great trend.
And she adds the millennials are the perfect people to help spread the message.
I think they're really talking a lot about this, plastic issue in particular, trying to, bring their own bags to the grocery store, using reusable mugs, water bottles. I think the younger generations are starting to get that, a lot of that disposable lifestyle that we have as Americans is affecting our environment and in a negative way. And there's a lot that we can each do individually to help reduce that issue.
However, the idea of cleanup, in Nunn's humble opinion, shouldn't be generational. It really affects everyone and everything.
The plastic doesn't degrade. It takes a very long time. I mean, it might take thousands of years for some plastics to degrade. So, we find a lot of this in the environment in different levels of decomposition. And sometimes a lot of the plastic gets smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where fish and other aquatic life can ingest it. So we really think it's important to remove it. But, we also would love people to just, try to make different decisions when you're out. Try to minimize the amount of disposable, coffee cups, disposable plastic bottles. A lot of that waste is ending up in the water systems.
And while you're at it,
even those drains that are in a lot of our streets, we often tell people they're as close to the river as that storm drain in front of their house. And so even walking around your neighborhood and cleaning up those drains can have a real positive effect, because when it rains and when all this snow melts tomorrow or later today, it's going to wash a lot of that trash on the streets into the waterways and into these creeks that are behind us. So, even if people can clean up their house, clean up their neighborhood, can come out and help us clean out a creek, it does collectively, it does make a huge difference.